This is another episode of me documenting the day-to-day process that I'm taking to achieve long-term consistency in the financial market. I've got 2 consecutive no trade days in a row. Now, yesterday I didn't trade because I came to the market. It was down 1,000 points, and that classifies the day as distribution has already occurred. The move already happened overnight, and I know the morning session is going to be difficult. So past that day, per my model rules, I can't trade that day. Good. Today, I don't know if you traded today, but I feel like today was definitely on hard mode. We had so many fake outs, so many fake moves before the real move actually delivered for the session. And when it happened was just simply outside of my operating window, so I wasn't able to do anything. I've fallen into strict discipline recently. My self-control has gone absolutely through the roof. I'm easily able to pull myself away from the market, and I see the setup developing, but because it's outside of my operating window and I've already walked away for the day, I refuse to execute. So let's get into it. Let's go to logs. Let's pull up today, Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. So the first thing that I do is I run through my pre-market process. There's 4 phases of the work that I have to carry out on a day-to-day basis for me to properly collect my data and be able to reflect on this and grow from it. So the first thing that I want to do, want to make very clear and record, is my pre-market analysis. First is a pressure check. I have to check with myself, am I emotionally okay to put risk on this session? Should I even be putting risk on? Is there something that's going to be influencing the decisions that I make in that session? I have to check that. I have to audit that. So first thing that I'm considering is if I broke a rule in the previous session. This is not the case. Yesterday I didn't trade anything. Did yesterday deliver clean? Well, I didn't trade yesterday, so that's not applicable. Pressure check. Now this is something that's definitely coming up in my trading recently because I haven't put on a solid setup in almost 2 weeks. So my model yields about 8 setups a month, 8 good solid setups a month. I've already executed on 4 of those. It's afforded me 6 good setups a month. 2 of those I failed to execute properly. Monday I got the bias entirely wrong. So we're kind of getting towards that upper end of the range where my model probably isn't going to play out that many more times this month. So it's very low frequency, and I feel like the pressure to want to do something because of that is definitely there, right? I haven't taken a solid setup since last Friday. It's been almost 2 weeks. So the pressure to make something out of this week, get out of drawdown, improve myself, right? I think that's motivating me to continue with analysis on this day that's likely to be low probability. So I feel this pressure that's kind of forcing me to lean into trading these days that I expect are going to be lower probability. I didn't like how we came today, and there's just no overnight volatility whatsoever. So instead of reading all this, I'm just going to walk you through my pre-market annotations from here. All my annotations pre-market recorded here. You can see the timestamp is right there at 9:18. So this is just before the market opened, Eastern Standard Time. We have this range right here. We can see that we have this consecutive run up, large impulse swing. What happens if the market typically has a large impulse swing? Well, it has to digest that move and we fall into a range. I think, speculating, doesn't mean that's going to happen. I think we're falling into a trading range here. So I'm suspecting really the market to present buying opportunity as we move into a discount of this range and selling opportunity if we move into a premium of it. So I'm suspecting price will likely fall into a price range here. Now on the daily time frame, this is what I noted. We had this huge drop down yesterday, and we have not cleared the previous daily low. We have primed it. Okay, notice how this candle's low does not take that candle's low, right? We have not taken previous daily low. We have primed it. We have created relative equal lows there. That makes good use case for the market to trade down there. That's a strong reason for the market to want to trade down there. But we're also in the middle of the daily dealing range following a larger down close day. So if we annotate from this low to this high, we can see that today's range was basically smack dab in the middle of that. And I don't like trading around equilibrium of the daily dealing range. That's typically when the market is on edge and can really go either way, which is kind of what we saw this morning session. I mean, there was moves up, down, up, down. It was just a lot of back and forth movement before we had the real move of the day. So you can see we're trading right around equilibrium, and that's not really a high probability location for me to be engaging on the daily chart dealing range. So finally on the 4 hour, what I see on the 4 hour, this is what really made me lean bearish on the day. And you can see that I'm annotating this swing low here. You see we have this original consolidation here. We rally up, smart money reversal. I'm viewing this as market maker sell model. So I'm looking at it for the potential for price to complete this market maker sell model in today's session. That's why this red line is annotated here. And I really like the fact that we just sat on previous daily low. So the fact that price has just sat in a range at previous daily low tells me it's still heavy and continuation is likely. So instead of seeing an internal rebalance, meaning we trade up, rebalance to this bearish value up here, and then see continuation, we just sit on previous daily low. So this candlestick is previous daily low, and the market just consolidates around that. Again, we did nothing in the overnight session. There was no overnight volatility. We just traded in a range. So the fact that we just sat in a range tells you market has established new fair value at previous daily low, and it's really not interested in coming up off that low. So this right here was really, really key for me to expect continuation in lower prices today. On the hourly time frame, this was my ultimate target. We can see that we traded down close to previous daily low, which is what I noted on the daily time frame here. But did we take it? We did not take it. We did not take it. So it's a strong reason for the market to want to draw down here. And then going into the open, I'm noting sell side accumulation going into the open, speculating this will push price to clear the range high and offer potential sell opportunity. So we see we have this clearly established range here going into the open. Note how this swing low was taken here, but we closed above. It shows a sign of strength. And now the market is driving below that swing low that already started to prove a sign of strength. So that to me is sell side accumulation in my eyes. And I think what I wanted to happen was the market to push up here, push up first, clear the relative equal highs, the range high, and then offer selling opportunities. So because we sat in this consolidation range and there was no overnight volatility and we were in the middle of the daily dealing range, I did not want to engage anywhere inside of this trading range. I demanded that it give me an extreme. And if you traded inside of this dealing, if inside of this range, then you definitely got caught up in a lot of chop. So that's what I was looking for price to push up, take buy side. So my trade idea is to wait for price to clear the range high and see if it offers selling opportunity there for continuation down into previous daily low primed. So I'm thinking this market structure is bullish and will push price up. I'm noting the sell side accumulation, speculating it'll push price to clear the range high, just repeating what I said verbatim. So because today is setting up to be low probability, I demand that it clear range high. And this is something that I'm doing really, really well, right? I come to the market, one side, I'm only trading one side, long or short, with one level in mind. One trade idea, one side, one level, that's it. If it doesn't give it to me, I'm not doing shit. I'm not doing shit. These are things that I've never been able to do before. I'm really building a lot of self-control, and that's reflected in my performance so far this month. I mean, you can see that if we go to the calendar, which is here in app, every single trading day is just one trade. I have a lot of no trade days, a lot of inactivity, but I'm performing better as a result. In this game, less is more. You have to have self-control. So I'm really honing in on that, really building self-control this month, and I'm really proud of that. So because I show the self-control to not engage unless we take this level here, that prevents me from sitting out in all of the morning session move, all of it. So my trade idea ultimately is bearish distribution, looking for continuation in the sell. My target is previous daily low. I'm going to be short. Is my idea going to be internal or external? External, because I'm demanding that price runs above the buy side and takes those high. The fair value where I'm looking to engage, fair value for me to be a seller would be the range high, targeting previous daily low, and validation idea. If price continues to drop and clears previous daily low without clearing the buy side above, my idea is dead, and that could potentially create a near-term reversal. So it has to deliver pre-market buy side. And since the market is in a range, I'm only interested in trading at range extremes. Everything that I've already just mentioned. So I thought, and this is the last phase before I actually go into the trading, so I should actually move this. I should actually move this as the last kind of like a last thing before I go into the trading day. So there, I just moved it to the last piece of my process, right? The last thing that I want to do before I engage that trading day. Validate the day. Is this actually a trading day? Well, the model produces around 8 trades a month. What I said earlier, that's around 2 a week. So is today going to be generally one of the 2 setups this week? I thought continuation was probable. I don't like multiple factors stacking against this day. Don't like the overnight range or location on the daily dealing range, which is why I will not touch it unless it gives me the range high and shows me willingness to reverse there. So I've already taken 1 trade this week and 6 trades this month. So I do a little volume audit here. You know, I might as well add that as well. Let's do this. So here, let's go here. Volume audit, right? Because I want to keep track of my trade frequency the entire time. Okay, the last thing that I want to be doing is forcing trades on days that I should not be trading. So let me edit my process there, right? So it was 6 this month and 1 this week. There we go. And then finally, live trading. So what the market actually ended up doing. Let's go here. Let's go 1 minute time frame. So you can see that eventually it did clear that buy side level, and then reversed for the market maker sell model terminus. You can see no mention of market maker sell model terminus though in my pre-market plan. Okay, so something that I struggled with yesterday, or not yesterday, Monday and today, I've just been extremely tired. It could be because of the way that I'm training. I'm training extremely hard, running 3 miles every day and working out every single day. In the mornings, I am tired. I'm going to bed at like 11, 11:15, 11:30, waking up at 6, starting work. So I work for like an hour and a half before I even start my trading day. You know, I'm just kind of exhausted as we get to the open, and that kind of ruins my focus. There's no mention of market maker sell model terminus in my plan, even though that's something that I had annotated. But the invalidation idea was that if we take previous daily low, then I can't trade, because I want to see it clear the buy side first. So you can see from my pre-market plan, the plan was this, right? Trade up, reverse. But what did we do instead? We traded down first and then reverse. So we cleared both sides of the range. There's a lot of manipulation in today's session. But again, because of the fact that I demand that it give me the level that I'm looking for, I'm able to sit out all of this is not of any interest to me, because it's simply not giving me the level in my pre-market plan. So if you can establish that level of self-control, you can prevent yourself from taking a lot of really bad setups. And that's kind of a 10x in my trading recently, is just demanding that the market come to me first and just being patient, because 98% of trading is literally doing nothing, just sitting on your hands. And sometimes that gets frustrating. Sometimes that gets really frustrating, which is what I experienced intraday. So I made this thing where I can go in here, and it's called a rolling timeline, right? So I can just come in here, paste a screenshot, and it'll put like a timestamp of what time it was. And then I can just write here, you know, about whatever's on the image and whatever I want to discuss. So this time is messed up. This is a bug. I have to fix it. It says at 14:49. It was actually, this is in UTC time. UTC is -4 is my actual time zone. You can see I got it right here. Did not get it right here. But at 9:49, this is at 9:49, I believe, right? This red line here, that's previous daily low. How do I feel right now? I'm frustrated and bored. Why? Because the market delivered my objective without giving me my trade idea. It came shy of my buy side level, then dropped. Not a good emotional state. So we rallied first, and I thought, oh, for sure, we're going to clear out that buy side, and it might give me my sell idea. But we stopped shy, and then dropped, and then took my level. You saw the invalidation idea that I had. If it takes previous daily low first, the session is invalidated, and I'm done. But look what we did down here, right? We only left a tiny ass wick on a 1 minute time frame into previous daily low. That doesn't tell me the work is done there. That doesn't tell me the damage is done. In order for a liquidity rate to be valid for me, I need to see bodies of candles laid into that liquidity pool. If we just tap it with a little wick, boom, like that, that's not valid to me. That liquidity pool is still in play to me, and I still believe that there's a reason for the market to want to go down there. We haven't actually taken the stops resting below that low. It's just a shallow little poke below it. So that's unfinished business. And look what we do. The market does that, leaves that tiny ass wick, trades back inside the range, and then we run it out. So noting how price tagged previous daily low with unfinished business, but that may be all it needs with a 4-hour accumulation of lows. It did this first, so my validation idea is triggered, but it did it on unfinished business. And I've walked away from an idea before that left unfinished business. Is the sell still valid at my buy side level with this information present? That's what I have to consider. So there was a day, let me see if I can reference it real quick. If I can't find it too fast, I'm just going to continue on. I believe it was the 16th. So let's go here. Let's go to the 16th. If we go to my post-market annotations, here it is. Right? So this sell side level, I said kind of a similar situation. I said if we drop down and we clear the relative equal lows left in Asia, then my idea was invalidated because I want to see it take buy side first. We did that here, but look, we left unfinished business. Literally the same exact thing. The same exact thing. Here's that sell side level. We tapped it with a little wick. And what do we do here? Sell side level, we tapped it with a wick. And then we went up for the buy side. And then we reversed. So I'm kind of referencing this situation and noting how the market delivered what I was looking for bar, or just left unfinished business at my invalidation idea before it played out. Kind of a similar situation, but we do end up making a lower low. And at this point in time, it's definitely invalidated. We definitely cleared that. But I did not have this in reference in my plan. Again, just lack of focus, right? Levels that I had annotated on my chart, not brought into my analysis for the session. Another thing that I had eyes on that I did not mention in my plan at all either was this 4-hour inefficiency that we actually ended up dropping into. So I noted this for a potential reason for the market to want to reach down there, right? Because this is inefficient. This hasn't been tested yet. Completely left out of my pre-market plan. So overall poor performance. You know, I don't have the level of focus that I would like right now. So I'm going to try to rest up. Try to rest up and fix that in the coming days. So is the sell still valid? At my buy side level with information present, that's what I have to consider. That was at 951. Obviously, when we traded back down there for a consecutive time, making another lower low, that's when I called it. Unaware of this level, that's when I called it. I said, this is done. What do? We rally up. Look what time the reversal happens, though. Right at 11 o'clock. I have a rule that states I have to be done at 11 o'clock. No more trades past 11 o'clock. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if it happens at 11:01. My rule says 11 o'clock. Done. Done. I have to walk away. At this point in time, I was also completing my daily review. The session was done. It was over. So I saw the move developing in real time. I still had my charts open because, again, what I mentioned in the beginning of this video, like I'm feeling this pressure to want to do something because the frequency is low. And I want to put on something solid this week. You know, just get something solid on this week because I haven't had that yet. I haven't had a solid setup since last Friday. It's been almost 2 weeks. So I leave the charts open. And I know you know this feeling. I know you know this feeling when you tell yourself you're done, but you leave the door open for you to get back in there and put some shit on. I almost did that today. Because of that pressure that I'm feeling. So I have the chart open. I'm watching it engage that buy side level. I'm thinking, oh, maybe it could play out. Let's see, let's wait. And then I stop myself. I use awareness of what has happened in the past when I do this exact thing. All right, Lucas, let's think about this. There's been many times in the past where you ended the trading session, you came back after you walked away, and then you fucked yourself. You might do that again, right here, right now. It looks like you're about to repeat it. And if you do it, and it works, you have just solidified the fact that you're going to repeat that mistake again. 100% guaranteed. How you win is how you trade. If you win by breaking your rules, you're going to break your rules again, guaranteed every time, no escaping it. It's a guarantee. It's a fucking guarantee. Always happens. Always does. How you win is how you trade. How you win influences your trading behavior on following trades. How you lose is what you do less of. How you win is what you do more of. So if I come in here and I take this trade after walking away, what's that going to do in following sessions? I'm going to lose my self-control that I've been building, that I've been developing over the past almost 3 weeks now. Because now when I walk away, I'm going to feel more temptation to come back and trade again because I just took another trade where I walked away for the day, but I came back and it worked and I won and I made money. So you got to be so iron with your rules and you have to be on this shit all the time. Like you can't let yourself slip. You have to stick to your fucking rules. No exceptions. So I'm proud of myself for showing that self-control and that restraint and not doing anything and just stepping away from the chart. So, I mean, that's good, right? There's always a plus and a negative out of every single session. You got to cheerlead the things that you do right and then critique yourself on the things that you did wrong. If we really think about it, I didn't really do much wrong at all. It happened outside of my operating window. It never delivered the level of my plan until it was outside my operating window. So today was straight up a no trade day. It just did not deliver in the way I expected it to do. The bias was correct. Went to the trade level, played out, but how it did not offer me the opportunity to execute. That's it. So that's it for this one. I'll see you.